Hello and welcome to day 10 of Mindful Mornings, a 30-day yoga challenge to set us up for a more mindful way through movement and meditation. Today's theme is observation. Learning to be the observer is a really valuable mindfulness tool that can help us deal with our emotions without judgment. It can also be used to redirect our focus actually away from our bodies towards something external, helping us to feel grounded during moments of intense anxiety. So today's practice is going to be a yin-based practice with an emphasis on opening and releasing those hips. So let's go ahead and find that quiet and comfortable space so that we can begin our short grounding meditation. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and stick around until the end to find out what's today's mindfulness task. Begin by either lying down or sitting comfortably as I guide you through the sensations of your body, whatever they may be today. Be aware of any heaviness, discomfort, or fatigue, or perhaps lightness and energy within. Observe which sensations fluctuate and change over time and which remain constant. Pay attention to your reactions and just notice. Are you judging how you slept or wondering how the day will unfold? Instead of trying to push away these thoughts, simply notice them. See if they have any impact on how you feel and hold these thoughts and feelings with compassion. Now bring your conscious awareness towards your feet, noticing any sensations that may be present. Tingling perhaps, pulsing or pressure points. Releasing your focus upon your feet and bringing your awareness towards your hands now. Observe any sensations in your palms, fingers, or the back of the hands. And finally, direct your attention towards your breath, noticing the sensation of an inhale and an exhale. Let us remind ourselves that throughout the day, taking a pause and becoming aware of our feet, our hands, or our breath can make all the difference as a way for us to ground ourselves. So today's yin practice, we're going to need some props. Grabbing a couple of blocks, cushions, pillows, bolster would be really useful. The bolster I will definitely be utilizing in today's practice. So I'm going to invite you just to come to a moment sitting. I've chosen to bring a block just between the hips there. You could sit cross-legged, just whatever works. We're taking 5 breaths in a really purposeful moment of observation. Turn the palms down upon thighs and attempt to sit tall. And then begin to gently close down the eyes and start to go inwards. See if we can observe what the weather is like within us today. As each breath flows in and out, perhaps you can imagine your thoughts being like clouds in the sky. They're there, but they are moving. Imagine your breath being the breeze or the wind that gently pushes each thought along its way. We are learning to be the observer. And then slowly blink open the eyes. So I'm going to remove the block from underneath, and then I'm going to grab my bolster. I know I'm going to use that in a moment. So I've already naturally gone there. We're heading towards deer pose with our legs. We're working with this shape. And I'm just going to direct myself so that I know that I've got room to lay back. I'm lucky I'm in a place with thick carpet, so it's pretty comfy for me to have ankles off the mat. If you're working with a much harder solid ground, you might want a blanket around you for this to create a bigger surface area and cushions for the bony bits of your ankles. So initially we're going to head towards deer pose, and I'm just going to say work with whichever leg is going to be dominant first. We're swapping to one side then the other, so don't really worry about which leg is front. So just check in for a moment and see whether you can actually sit tall initially in this stag shape. So I've got one leg in front of the other. If you were to look down at your legs, they kind of look like a letter S shape. It's our deer legs. Now, it could be that this is very uncomfortable for you. It might be that actually having the back knee on top of the ankle and a little blanket or cushion underneath that helps you out. You could try that. Now I'm just checking in with that front shin, and I want to see if I can bow forwards, pretty much straight forwards over that shin. And it could be that your body's really going to want you to go over towards the front knee. See if you can, however, go more over the shin than the knee. I'm going to grab my bolster. I'm going to come down onto forearms here. It could be that going any further forwards is quite a challenge, so don't worry how far you go. You could have your hands out like a seal pose at the sides here, and that might be as far forwards as you need to be. I'm going to grab my bolster again and then head onto forearms. Maybe over the next minute, I will feel like I can spread elbows and lower forehead, but I'm going to do that nice and gradually. Remember, yin is slow and nurturing. I'm not trying to go to my full potential of mobility here. In fact, I am purposefully pulling back. We're just going 50, 60, 70% maximum of the natural space that we might be able to push towards, but we never push towards it in yin. There is always room for more, but we never fill that space. I invite you to once again travel inwards and see if you can observe the weather and the changes of weather that are internal within you. Taking one more breath here in your forward folding deer. And then slowly roll up. I'm going to keep the same leg formation. If you do need a little breather between the two sides or the two poses, move the legs a little bit if you need to. But I'm going to turn this into a twisted deer. I'm just going to maneuver myself so that you can see my body as I do this. So I've still got the same leg shape. I'm just moving so that you can see on screen where I bring the props. So I'm going to bring my cushion now, my bolster behind me, and the front knee is where you're going to be heading towards. So remember I said don't forward fold over that front knee. Now we are, but we're going to go even further back behind us. So whatever your front knee is, start to turn your heart towards it and then beyond. Now, it could be that I don't really want to twist that far, so I'm going to bring my props just behind that front thigh. And then if I feel like I've got a little more room, then I will start to direct my torso further behind me. And I'm going to choose to have my forehead down for a little while. It's easier for me to speak to you, but you might turn your head one direction or the other and just test out what feels comfortable for your spine, neck, and shoulders. The further back behind you place your bolster, the deeper that twist will be. I'm trying to turn my heart down, but it could be that that feels too intense, too much. So you're really welcome to be more lying on your side and have one shoulder higher than the other if that's more obtainable for you today. And I invite you now to actually tune into the sounds that are around you in this moment and see if you can bring yourself out of your mind, in fact, even out of your body, and just try to picture yourself lying here by the sounds that are around you. And just taking one more breath here. And we want to roll our way up. And once you are upright, you might want to just windscreen wipe the legs a little bit there before you head onto the second side. So just remembering which leg you had out in front of you, you're now swapping it over. I'm going to bring my bolster in front of that front shin, and I'll think about bowing forwards over that shin. Try to avoid twisting out towards the front knee. Check in where the front shin is and just see what you can do. Remember, you can always have the back knee on top of that front ankle if that's more comfortable, more obtainable. And gently bowing forwards to the second side. And now we're working to the second side. You're welcome to observe the differences between the two sides of the body. We just have to be conscious that we're not critiquing the body about the differences, but bringing a sense of inquisitiveness, a sense of observation to the differences. And just the last 2 breaths here now. And then we're rolling our way up. We'll be bringing our bolster or our cushion to that front hip. So wherever the front knee is, that same hip. I'll just swivel again so that you can see what's going on. I have not changed the shape of my legs, and you'll want to bring your cushions, whatever sort of shape works for you. The more that I direct it forwards towards the front knee, the less twisted I'll be. The more I direct it back behind me, the deeper that twist is going to be. So I want to think about turning my heart down if that's possible. Choosing a shape that works for your neck and shoulders. Remember, you could also be lying on your side if facing down is unobtainable for you today. You might observe the underlying mood, the weather, or even the change of weather within you, without getting too caught up in the specifics of each thought. And again, just last 2 breaths. And gently lifting your way up. If you need any moments of release through the body, it could be a little wiggle, a sway. I'm going to bring my bolster behind the back of the knees for Savasana today. But when you're ready, slowly easing your way down. And let's take this opportunity for deep, nourishing rest, purposeful rest. And now just let go of this moment. Pull your attention to wiggling your fingers and your toes, and actually start to rub your thumb and forefinger together so that you truly feel grounded through that touch. Observe that sensation for a moment longer. And then start to reach the arms overhead. Inhale, stretch again. And it is time for us to gently roll to one side. So that we meet sitting tall. Thank you for taking this observational journey with me today, and have a beautiful rest of your day. I bow to you. So our mindfulness task for day 10. We're going to spend a little time out in nature again today and see if we can try to observe the sounds, the sights that surround us. A little friendly tip would be to make sure that you leave those headphones at home today. And if you can't manage a walk, maybe you're able to just sit outside for 10 minutes and just take in what is around you. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like To The Being free and accessible to all.